Chapter 1. The Circle of Giving and Receiving. When there is great truth to what you want, there will be great truth to what you give. An old man lived in the desert all alone. He had long white hair and a rugged, mat-black, wrinkled face. There were scars, too, that told of difficult times. People said you could find your way, whatever it was you were seeking, by looking at the map of his face. If you had a question, all you had to do was go sit quietly in the circle of his home and watch the fire on his face, and you would get an answer. Sometimes he would speak the answer without you asking anything. Nobody knew how old he was. It seemed at some point he had stopped growing old while the aging died around him. It seemed like he had been there forever. He was not Navajo, but he lived in a Navajo hogan because it was best suited for the desert with its thick, windowless adobe walls. It kept the heat inside in the winter and the cold outside. In summer, it kept the cool inside and the heat outside. It gave him comfort. He loved his home. He loved his wolf dogs who slept with him. They were named Beauty and Sundance. But he also had given them nicknames after the two Hopi twin heroes who keep the world in balance at the North and South Poles. Pokwanhoya, Beauty, was a female black and white brindled wolf dog, and Polangahoya, Sundance, was a male that looked like a gray and black-faced bear, but his body was the color of a palomino horse. In their balancing, they loved each other, pawing and playing, sniffing each other's privates, cleaning each other with the gentle chewing they cleaned themselves with. He loved the land he woke up to at dawn, his true home without walls that extended infinitely in all directions. When he looked in the four directions, each one was anchored by a sacred presence, a mountain, a pyramid-shaped hill, a red rock formation that stood like an eagle, and opposite it, Bear Mountain, whose flat back you could walk on. This was his visible, sacred universe that reflected the infinite. For 50 years, he had not strayed more than a few miles from this sacred center. He lived at the center of all things, and it was his intention to give that to the whole world by his own simple daily actions. He loved the wind and its many voices. He talked to the wind like an old friend. And it was an old friend, for he remembered the touch of the wind when he remembered his child self on top of Bear Mountain. He was not Hopi, but he liked many of the Hopi beliefs. When he looked at the clouds coming toward him, he saw Kachina spirits bringing the fertility of rain. When he looked at the clouds, he saw all the ancestors watching over the people, and it made him smile. He didn't need to believe it was truth in order to feel safe in the world. He just allowed the gift of the clouds to have many forms and magic. He knew it was his own mind he saw, for he always stood beyond it as the pure blue sky to all things. He thought, this is who I am, but why not enjoy all this wondrous beauty? When you live at the center of the circle in which all things move, all things get to be real, born from the One. Everywhere he looked, he saw giving and receiving. All life seemed to be about this giving and receiving, and where there was suffering, it seemed this natural cycle had been broken. As he sat and watched the stars one night, he thought to himself, when I cry, I am receiving. I receive my own tears like blessed rain from the sky of being. If I can give these tears, the spring within my heart flows, and the flow washes over me. To receive is to allow with open arms, to allow the sad, the grief-stricken, the unbelievable pain, uncomprehended, and the joy too, to rhythm through me and sing into the very atmosphere of my life. When I laugh, I am giving, so let me give this laughter freely, freely as something quakes through the air and touches others, myself, freely as the raven cawing with laughter as he rides the wind. Let me ride the wind with my laughter, and let the rivulets of my tears course down the cheeks of this very land that is me. When I cry, I am giving. In my surrender, something is given forth. If I fall to the earth, my tears touch the earth. If someone is there with me, they are giving me their presence, and I am giving them a moment in my life. We are both giving We are both receiving. When I laugh, I am receiving, and a great tickling from within me, a good shaking up that makes me breathe. I am laughing life into myself. When I give, I am giving. When I receive, I am receiving. True giving comes from truly receiving. This is beyond the ideas of these two actions. One is active and the other passive. One is doing and one is being. When you are anchored in your being, you are in the undistinguishable flow of giving and receiving. You are the medicine of the great mystery. Giving and receiving are ideas. Effortless giving is just being. Effortless receiving is just being. It's being the circle that is where these two are one. I give up these ideas and just be open to giving effortlessly and receiving effortlessly. I give my thanks to this night sky that all humans through all time have gazed upon. What a gift this life is when you can give and receive.